will see how we can routing in case of our FortiGate, right? So any doubt, any confusion from yesterday's discussion? Yesterday we had a discussion about the V-wire and one arm sniffer. Guys, any doubt? Zishan, Praveen?
Yes, I tried the vWire
Uh-huh.
but I did not have the internet connectivity. So I only gave the PC and IP and the router and IP, but I am unable to reach from PC to router. So my
Okay.
source and
So
destination
you
was
were
all
able to connect with your FortiGate? Like,
yes.
have you tried by pinging global DNS from FortiGate?
No, I don't have any internet connectivity because this is on a server itself. So I can only reach my gateway because we have an internal network where I'm not allowed to go out. So I can
Okay,
only
not an
stay
issue. We will
within.
discuss it. Okay. What is
Okay.
the issue you are facing? Might be there is a routing issue. Okay, you need to give a default towards the internet gateway. Then you'll get the internet. Okay.
Yes. And second thing about the aggregate, I checked it again. I did this time. I shut down my firewall port, but it is still not working. So the problem is if I shut one port, it does not switch
Uh-huh.
to other ports. So my traffic keep coming on that port. It's hitting and it's dropping. It does not go through the other port when I do the aggregation.
Okay, no
So
problem. I'll check that also. Okay.
thank you.
Update you. So guys, today we will see the routing part. Okay. How we can configure the routing, dynamic routing protocols in our FortiGate firewall, right? So this is gonna be our simple topology here. Okay. Here I am using one FortiGate firewall. Suppose these are two routers connected to with this FortiGate, right? This is my LAN side and this is you can consider the outside. Okay. So here I'll be creating two loop backs. Okay. 1.1.1.1 network, 2.2.2 network, and here I'll configure two networks, 3's network and 4 network, right? So this will be the topology for today. Okay, so we do not need any cloud here, so I'll remove the cloud. Okay, let's start the configuration. Then we will see how we can exchange the route, okay, or how we can configure the dynamic routing in FortiGate, right? I think you guys are aware about the static routing, right? Or you have any confusion in static admin, right? Static routing we have already seen, right? I'll show you it again, okay, how you can configure the static routing. Edit port number 1, okay, set mode static, set IP address, set IP 172.16.1.100. So Jitu, here we are just assigning the IP address, okay, to our management interface. So these are the command, okay. This I have already configured in my first session, so you can go through it. I have also shown here, okay,
Okay.
SSH. So no, set allow access, right? Set whatever the access we want to allow in this port, we can give here in this way, okay, and then and okay. So what we are doing here, guys, this is my management system, Jito. This is my management system, okay. So this is my management port. Here I have assigned one IP of range 172.16.1.100. Same range of IP I will assign to this management system so that I can take the console, not console, the
Okay.
GUI access of this firewall, okay.
Okay. Okay.
So let's see. I think I have already configured the IP address in this system. Let me verify. CMD IP config. Yeah, I have assigned the same range of IP here. See, 172.16.1.101. Okay. And my firewall IP is 100. Okay. I'll try to reload it. Let's see whether we are getting the access of the firewall or not. So here I'll configure port number 4, port number 3, and port number 2 in our FortiGate, right? Okay. So we are getting the access. So Jitu, in this section, you can see how we can assign the IP address. This is a layer 3 configuration with the FortiGate, right?
Right.
So you can see here today also. So to configure the IP addresses in the FortiGate, you need to go to the network tab, and then you need to go to the interfaces. Okay. And then in interfaces, you can edit your interfaces and configure your interfaces, right? So what are the interfaces we have? We have 4, 3, and 2. Okay.
2.
4, I will configure 100 10s network, right? So here, let's say this is my LAN port. Okay. So you can give alias like this. Okay, manual IP. I'll give 10.1.1.100/24. Okay. I'll allow the ping access, not SNMP ping, and we are good for configuration here. This is how we can assign the IP addressing. Okay, in FortiGate interface. Similarly, in port number 3, 20, right? 20.1.1, port number 3.
Okay.
Okay. So here we will configure 20.1.1.1, right? So let's say 20.1.1.1/24. Here you can also give the alias, like let's say WAN1. Okay. I'll allow the ping on this access to check the reachability only. The rest of the thing I will keep as it is. Okay. And then I'll go with the okay. Okay. My port number 3 is also configured. Then we need to configure port number 2,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So, yeah. Port number 2, this one. Okay, I'll go with the edit. Here we need to assign IP 30.1.1 as per our topology. Here you can give the alias just for the recognition or your info, right? Then 30.1.1.1/24. Okay, this is the way I want to allow the ping access here. Yeah, here you can mention your ticket number. Okay, this is always a good practice in case of your production environment. Mention the ticket numbers here. Okay, so we have configured the interfaces in our FortiGate. Let's go to the router. Let's see. Let's configure the router also. And one went to right. Configure system global. If you want to set the host name, then you need to come to the global mode. Okay, global configuration, and then set host name is the command. Then after giving end command, it will get saved. Okay. So here gig 0/0, we will be configuring 20.1.1.2, and we will create 2 loopbacks. Okay, and we will assign these IPs. Then we will see how we can exchange the route with the FortiGate using the dynamic routings. Okay. First of all, we will see how we can configure the static routing. So Praveen and Jishan, any confusion you have in static routing configuration? Do you want me to show it? Okay,
No,
so
we don't
can
have.
go with the dynamic routing.
Yes, you can directly go.
Okay, no worries. So here we have a gig 0/0, right? So interface gig 0/0. Praveen, you have any query in static routing?
Can you just explain it?
I'm saying, do you have any issue with the static routing configuration?
Not much, but if you explain, then that will be helpful.
Sorry, I'm not able to understand.
He says if you can explain, it will be helpful.
Okay, you want me to explain it? Okay, no problem. So according to the topology, I'll give the IP addressing here, right? 1.1.1, 255. Oh, sorry, got stuck. Okay. IP address 255, 255, 2550. One more loopback I will create here, loopback 2, and here I will assign IP 211 2.2.21. Okay, exit. Do show IP interface brief. Yeah, it's configured. Let's try to ping the FortiGate IP address, interface IP, right? Yeah, it's reachable, right? So good. We will go to the next router. VOIOS 3 means this one. Okay. Here we need to assign 30 in gig 0 by 0. Enable configure terminal interface gig 0 by 0, and then IP address 30.1.1.1, right? 30.1.1.2.
2.
255, 255, 255, right? Next shut, exit.
Loopback.
Interface loopback 1, IP address. What is the IP? 3 and 4.
4.4.
Yeah, 3331 255 255 255.0. Exit. Interface loopback 2, IP address 4.4.4.1 255 255 3 255.0. It do show IP interface.
Now it is configured.
Yeah, it's configured. Let's try to ping the FortiGate IP 30.1.1.1. Yeah, it's reachable. So we are good to go. So I have done this basic settings, like basic configuration I have done. I have configured the interface IPs. Okay. First of all, let's start with the static routing here. Okay. So that the other guys can understand. Okay, Jishan, those are having issue with the static routing.
Okay.
So guys, here I want to use the static routing. Suppose this is my TENS network PC and I want this PC to access these destinations. Okay, those are one's network and 2.1.1.1 network. Okay, so what I need to do here, I will have to define a route in my FortiGate, right? Because it is an indirectly connected network from the FortiGate, right? So I will say, I will define route to my FortiGate. To reach 1.1.1.1, you need to go to the 20.1.1.2. So what will be my static routing here? I will say my FortiGate. If you want to go to the 1.1.1.0/24, you need to forward the traffic towards 20.1.1.2. Okay. So let's come. So for configuring the static routing, you need to come to the network tab, and then static routing, right? In static routing, you can create new route. Okay. Now here I will define the network that I want to reach, right? And the subnet mask will be, next hop will be 30 or 20. 21.1.2. Then interface will be WAN 1, right? Port number 3. Is it clear to everyone? Any confusion in this? This is how you can give the static routing. And how you can check the route in case of FortiGate. Get router info, routing table, get router info, routing table detail. Okay. It will give you the static means routing table information. Okay. You can modify the commands as well. You can give all also. Okay. To view the all the route available in the routing table. Okay. And from, if you want to check from the GUI, then you need to go to the dashboard, right? In dashboard, you have option for network, right? In network, here you can see the routing option available. You need to expand it. Then you can see the routings here. Okay. So these are the routings configured with this FortiGate. Okay, so I'll be able to reach now. Guys, I'll be able to reach, or anything else is required. 10.1.1. Let's say I'm assigning this IP, right? What is my gateway? 10.1.1. FortiGate IP LAN site, right? 100. So I'll be able to ping 1.1.1, or I need to do something. Can anyone tell me? Let me try to ping the gateway first. Yeah, I'm able to reach. So I'll be able to reach one's network or not from this PC.
You need, I think, policy.
Yeah, good. We will have to create policy also, right? So I'll go to the FortiGate. I'll allow the policy. So after creating the policy, it will work, or anything else is required? I'll give a simple name, LAN 2, WAN 1. Okay. Which port traffic will come from? LAN. Which port it will go? WAN. Let's say I'm choosing all in source. Okay. Else you can also create an object and you can allow the specific object. Right. For the time being, I'm also choosing as of now all, just for a lab testing here. Okay. Service as all. Okay. We do not want to perform netting here. We are just forwarding the traffic. I will log the sessions. I will click on OK. So guys, let's try this time. It will work.
It should be work.
Okay, let's try. Okay, it's my gateway, right? Let's ping 1.1.1. What was the IP? 1.1.1.1, right? Still not working.
I think you need the static route in other direction as well.
Yeah, good. So guys, here we also need to give the static route in the opposite direction, right? Here my FortiGate doesn't, like this router doesn't know about the tense network, right? This time whenever the traffic will be initiated from this PC, so it is having an IP address of 10.1.1.1, right? Then it will forward the packet and it will generate the traffic for 1.1.1.1. So it will forward the packet to the FortiGate. Now, whenever the FortiGate will receive the packet, it will forward the traffic to the 1.1.1.1 for 20.1.1.2, right? As per the static routing. But when the reply will come, okay, then source will become the 1.1.1 and destination will become the 10.1.1.1. In the reverse direction, this router should know about the tense network also, right? So does it know about the tense network? Let's check it. Do show IP. Do show IP route. So this router doesn't know about the tense network here, right? So what we will have to do? We will have to give one route for tense network also, right? What will be the next hop? 20.1.1.1, right? 20.1.1.1. Okay. So this time it should work, right? Let's try. Here is my VPC. See, it started working. So guys, this is the way you can configure the static routing, okay? In case of your FortiGate firewall.
Okay, so this is exactly as we do on the Cisco routers. So
yes,
we can completely use firewall also as if we don't have a router. So firewall can be used completely as a router.
You can use, but that will not be a good option. Na? We put firewall to control the traffic, to do the inspections, right? For firewalling,
okay,
for controlling the traffic. Because it's not a cheap like box, right? It comes
okay,
with lots of features. So we put firewall in a network to inspect the traffic, to control the traffic, right? To apply the UTM features,
got it. Thank
right?
you.
So guys, any question, any doubt in this static routing? Jitu, Praveen, Jishan, Govind, anyone?
No, it's clear.
It's
No.
clear, right? So I'll quickly remove the static routing and then we will see how we can configure the dynamic routing, right? So VIS2, right? Do show IP. Say this is the route that we have created here, right? I'll give the no. Okay. Do show IP route. Okay, it is removed. Do right. And we have given the route in our FortiGate also, right? So we will remove those routes. Network and then static route. In static route, we have given this route, right? I'll delete this route simply. That's it. We have done this these changes, right? Anything else? Oh, I have disabled it. I can delete it. We do not require this, right? So let's try to configure the RIP first, okay? Let's enable the RIP in our router and then in our FortiGate. Then see how we can enable it, right? Anyone knows about the RIP? RIP is a routing information protocol. Router RIP. How we can enable the RIP? This is the command, right? Let's say we will go with the version 2. Okay. Network, I'm giving 0.0.0. Let's say I want to advertise everything. Okay. This is the way we can configure the RIP, right? So we have enabled the RIP in our router, right? 1.1.1. Now we will go to the management system. Okay. Here we have a network tab. In network tab, we have an option for RIP, right? So we will come to the RIP. Okay. We will go with the version 2. Now, which network you want to advertise? So we want to advertise 10th network, right? My firewall is having 10th network. 10.0/24, right? And one dot is extra. Okay. And the second network that is, it is having 20's network, right? Let's advertise 20 network, because with 20 network, it will create a neighborship with the R3 router, right? This one, this router, R2 router. Okay. Okay. So I have given the IP addresses or the addresses that I want to advertise through the RIP protocol, right? Now let me choose the interfaces. So what are the interfaces that will participate here? 3 and 4, right? I want to enable RIP for 3, port number 3, right? Okay. Send receive version 2. That is fine. If you want to go with the passive interface, then you can click on passive. In passive interface, it will not send receive the updates of RIP protocol, right? So guys, we need to assign 4 number port, right? 4 we have assigned, we will assign the 2 number port also. Oh no, it is wrong. 4 number we need to assign. So I will have to delete it, right? Okay, I'll click on create new and then I'll select the second interface, that is my LAN interface, right? So if you want to if you want to configure the passive interface, then you can choose the passive interface settings there. And there we have one more option, that is authentication. If you want to apply the authentication with your routing neighborship, then you can also use the authentication. So as of now, we are not going with the authentication. So here we also have a advanced option. If I'll go to the advanced, then it is showing the default metric. If you want to inject the default route, then you can select it, right? And it is also showing a timer value. So I will not change these timers. Let's go with the default settings here. Okay. So if you want to redistribute, then you can turn on these, right? As of now, we do not want to redistribute. Let's apply this. Okay. Okay, now I have applied the RIP protocol, right? It is extra, why it's not removing here. Okay, click on RIP. Okay, so guys, this is the way we can configure the RIP in our FortiGate, right? Now let's verify the settings. I'll go to the router first and let's see whether we are learning any dense network. We should learn the dense network via the RIP, right? In this router, do show IP route. Yeah, we are receiving the dense network via the RIP protocol. You guys can see here. Okay. Similarly, my firewall, I must be learning the one network and two network via the RIP protocol, right? How I can verify? I need to go to the management system. Then I will go to the dashboard, the network. In network, we have a routing option available. There we can see the routing tables, right? So you guys can see we are getting two routes with the RIP protocol, right? But it is performing the auto summary, if you can see, right? Because we have not disabled the auto summary in router configuration, right? So let me do it. Version 2, no auto summary, right? Do right. So guys, is it clear? This is the way you can configure RIP.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So how you can verify from the CLI? Get router info, routing table details, right? And RIP. See, we are getting these routes via the RIP protocol. Okay. Now my PC will be able to communicate, right? With the one's network. Yeah, it's still communicating. Fine. Any confusion, any doubt in this? Anyone?
Oh, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay. Now let's go with the OSPF configuration. Okay. We will enable OSPF in this router, and then we will enable OSPF with this interface and this interface, right? Then we will see whether we are able to reach or not. Okay. So how to configure OSPF? Anyone can tell me? Router en configure terminal router OSPF, and then process ID I need to give, right? Let's say I'm giving one. Okay. Now what is the command? Network. What network we want to advertise? Let's say I want to advertise everything. I want to put it in area number 0, right? Do right. Okay. Now we want to enable OSPF in this FortiGate also. Okay, with this interface, port number 2. So I'll go to the management system, right? As of now, it is not learning any route with the OSPF. Okay. Only the connected route and the RIP it is showing. Okay. Now we will go with the OSPF configuration. We need to go to the network, and then here we have a OSPF available, right? So I can click on OSPF here. So first of all, we need to give the router ID. So whatever you want, you can give. It is just an identification number, right? So let's say I'm giving my LAN IP here, 10.1.1.100, right? Okay. So guys, I'm assuming you guys are already aware about the routing protocols, right? Here we are not discussing how routing protocols work, right? What is OSPF, what is RIP? Here I'm expecting that you already know these concepts. And here we are just seeing how we can configure this protocol with our FortiGate, right? So I have used area number 0 here. Okay, I'll put it in area 0, right? And the network that I want to advertise here, I can give here. Yeah, here click on network, and then in area 0, which network we have in area 0? This one, 30's network, right? 30.1.1.0/24, right? I click on OK. Now interfaces here, if you want to give, then you can give the interfaces also. So I'm not enabling on interface basis. I have advertised the network. So I can go directly. Here you can give the summary as well if you want to give the summary route, right? Then default metric, and nothing I want to configure here. Redistribute, we do not want to redistribute anything. Standard, we will go with the standard default metric. Okay, this is default distance, external, internal area. Okay, we will not change anything. Okay, let's click on apply. See guys, neighborship has been established with the 30.1.1.2, right? Now it has established the neighborship with the 30.1.1.2. So let's view the routing monitor. See, it is saying it is having a one neighbor, right? Which is maintaining the full state with him. Okay. And that router is having a router ID of 4.4.4.1. And neighbor IP is 30.1.1.2. Right? So we must receive these route 4 network and 3 network with the OSPF on my FortiGate, right? Let's check this. Get router info, routing table, detail, OSPF. Yeah, we are receiving. Okay. So anyone, any query? This is the way we can configure the OSPF.
It's clear.
Any
Thank
query,
you.
guys?
No.
So now my task is I want to enable the tense network communication with this. So what I need to do here? Can anyone tell me? Is this sufficient configuration? With this configuration, it will work?
Policy, I think.
Yeah, obviously policy will be required. Apart from the policy, well, what else is required? Like this router should know about this tense network also, right? So this router doesn't know the do show IP OSPF. Do show IP OSPF neighbor, right? If you will see, neighborship has been established. Okay, so do show IP route. So this router doesn't know about the tense network, right? So we will have to enable the tense network. Yeah, advertise the tense network also, right? Let's do it.
Okay, but
So
you
how
did
we
0,
can do
0.
this?
But you
Sorry,
did 0, 0 network in OSPF.
I did 0, 0 on this router, right? And tense
Okay, not
network
on
is
firewall.
connected to my firewall.
Okay.
Okay. So what I can do here, I need to go to the OSPF And in OSPF area 0, that is fine. I'll put it in area 0 only. Okay, I'll assign one more network here. That is my area 0 and 10.1.1.0, right? Slash 24. Sorry, slash 0/24. Okay, I have assigned one more. I have advertised one more network in this firewall, right? Now let's see whether this route is being learned by the router or not, right? Router OSPF. Cool. We are receiving tense network. Now I just need to create a policy and it will work, right? What I will have to do? I will just have to enable the policy, right? Any issue in this?
It's clear. Thank you.
I can copy paste, okay, to save the time. Click on edit, LAN to WAN 1, right? LAN to WAN 2, right? I'll choose WAN 2 here. Okay, so now I'll click OK. Now my PC must be able to reach 4.4.4.1, right? Let's ping 4.1.1, sorry, 4.4.4.1. It's not working. Why?
I think policy should be above.
Okay, I think we have not allowed the policy. Yeah, right. Policy is in disabled mode, right? Let's enable it. I just copied it, but forgot to enable it, right? Yeah, now it's working fine. Cool. Any confusion in this?
It's clear. Thank you.
Okay, now my second task, my next task is I want to learn these routes in this router. How we can do this? Here we are running RIP, right? Here we are running RIP. Okay. And here we are using OSPF, right? That is area 0. So my next task is I want to learn these routes 1.1.1, 2.2.2.1 in this router. Okay.
I need to be configure redistribution, I think.
Sorry.
We need to be configure redistribution, I think.
Yes. So let's see how we can configure the redistribution. So which routing protocol I will have redistribute in which routing? Can anyone tell me?
I think both. RIP
No.
into OSPF and OSPF into RIP.
Why both? Here, my task is I want to learn these routes only. 1 and 2's
Okay.
network on this router.
Then
Right?
RIP into OSPF.
Yeah. So we will redistribute RIP into OSPF.
Yeah.
Okay.
OSPF
Now
into
let's
RIP.
try to do it. So how we can do this? I need to go to the network, right? And then in which protocol I will have to do the redistribution?
Both.
In
RIP or
OSPF.
OSPF?
OSPF.
Okay. So let's try. Okay, at the bottom, if you will see here, we have a option available to redistribute the RIP routes. Okay, now let's enable this and let's try it. Settings are saved. Okay, Now let's see whether we are learning the routes or not. This was the router, right? Yeah, 3. You can see here we are not learning before any ones and twos network, right? Now let's see. Yeah, it is started learning the one network and twos network, right?
Yes, yes.
So it's simple, right? Any confusion in this?
No.
Similarly,
It's
we can do the mutual redistribution, right? If we want to transfer these 3s and 4s subnet in the router 2. Okay. Similarly, we can do the mutual redistribution, right? Let's
so
try.
you only check this thing like this one option, switched it on, and everything is redistributed automatically.
Yes, yes.
You
I
did not change
just
anything else.
yes, I just clicked here redistribute option. Okay. If you want, then you can give the types. Okay. Route tagging also you can do. Okay. These are all the options
Okay.
available, but I haven't given anything. That will be more into the routing part. Okay. So I do not want to go with that. I just want to show you the redistribution, right? If you want to apply the tag, then you can apply the tags also. Okay. So now I want to learn this 3 and 4 network in this router also. Okay, if I'll show you the routing table, it is not learning any 3 and 4 network, right? Let's try to do the mutual redistribution also. See, it is not learning any 3 and 4 network. So what I have to do, I will have to configure the redistribution in RIP, right? This time we will go with RIP and we will redistribute the OSPF into RIP, right? I'll click on advanced. And then I can click on here. We have a redistribute option. So we want to redistribute the OSPF, right? So I'll choose the automatic and all. We click on apply, right? So redistribution is enabled. Now let's see in router 2, right? In router 2, before we were not receiving any 3 and 4 route. Now let's see. See, 3 and 4 is being learned by the route RIP, right? So guys, this is the way we can perform the mutual redistribution also in routing protocols. Okay. We are learning the routes, right? Guys, any confusion in this? Any issue?
No, it's clear. It's very simple. Thank you.
Okay. So now let's go with the BGP configuration. Okay. Now let's see how we can configure the BGP. Let's try to build the eBGP peering. So anyone aware about the BGP? How to configure it? Okay, we do not have ports available. So I will have to turn it off, right? I will assign some ports here. You connect one router. Okay. So guys, what is eBGP concept? Can anyone tell me? Let's try to build the eBGP peering. Anyone aware about the BGP? Any comments? So guys, RIP OSPF are the your interior gateway protocol, right? And BGP is your exterior gateway protocol. What does it means? Exterior gateway means it works on different AS numbers, right? Let's try to configure the eBGP peering with this FortiGate port number 5 and this router. Okay. So I'll assign one IP in this let's say 2030, and I will assign here 40 IP, okay, 40.1.1. Here I will assign 40. Okay, and 41.1.2 here I will use here, okay. (41.1.2), right? Then we will see how we can enable the eBGP pairing. Okay. Let's see if my firewall is up. Yes, my firewall is up. Let me configure the firewall port first. Okay. Port number 5. I'll go to the network and then interface. Okay. Which interface we need to configure this time? Port number 5, right? So we will go with the port number 5 configuration. 40.1.1.1. Okay, so I'll configure here 40.1.1.1/24, right? Then I'll enable the ping service here in this port. Okay, let's say I want to give the alias BGP router. Okay. Where is my router? VLANs. This is the router. Okay. Same range of IP I will assign here, right? EN configure terminal interface gig 0/0, right? 0/0, yes. IP address 40.1.1.2 255.255.255.0, right? No shut. Okay, guys. Interface configuration is done. So how we can create the BGP neighborship? Can anyone tell me? What is the command, guys? Jishan?
Router BGP and I think AS number.
Okay. So let's say I'm using 100 here, right? So what next? What is the next command?
IP BGP, BGP router ID or something, IP router ID.
No. Here we need to define the neighbor, right? Neighbor. What is my neighbor? 40.1.1.1, right? 40.1.1.1 and then remote AS. Okay.
Yes, for neighbor.
Let's say I'm using 101 in the opposite, means for the peer router or the FortiGate side. Okay. This is the command to form the neighborship in BGP route, right? So to right. Now I'll go to the firewall and try to enable the BGP. So same network and then click on BGP, right? Then here it is asking for the local AS. So what we have defined to the remote? 101, right? So I'll give the 101. Then the router ID it is giving us. So I can give the router ID as an interface IP, right? Then the neighbor details. Okay. So what is my neighbor IP? 40.1.1.2, right? What is the remote AS for the neighbor? 100, right? So no password we have defined. So we will not define any password here. Okay. So we will not do any, like, these settings we will not change. Okay. If you want to do these settings or configurations, then you can go with this. Okay. We have a lots of attributes available in our BGP. So if you want, then you can use. So as of now, I'm just creating the peering. So I'll go with the simple. Okay. The neighbor groups you can give. If you have multiple groups, then you can give the neighbor group. Okay. Then the network that you want to define or you want to advertise through the BGP. So as of now, I'm not defining any network, right? So these are the advanced settings. So I'm not going with this. Let's see whether the BGP peering is getting up or not. Okay, so I have just defined the neighbor. So here you guys can see it is showing one neighbor, right? That is 40.1.1.2. View routing monitor. So it is showing state as established, means BGP peering has been formed, right? Let's check on router. VIOS C. It is showing the BGP adjacency has been formed, right? So how we can check BGP neighborship? Show IP, show IP, BGP, and then neighbor. Okay. No. Show IP, BGP, and then summary, right?
Yes.
It is showing neighbor is up, but we are not receiving any routes, okay? Because we have not advertised any route from the BGP. So if you want to advertise the route, then you can advertise the route there, and then we can learn the route here. Okay. So guys, any problem, any doubt in this, then you can ask your queries. Okay. Let's try to advertise with the BGP. Okay. So how we can advertise the route or network? Here is the option, right? So it is having TENS network. Let's say I want to advertise TENS network. Okay.
Yes, right. Yes.
/24, right? Okay, I have advertised one route here. We go to this.
You have checked under the routing table.
Yeah, it's learning. See, via BGP, right? So anything you guys wants to ask? This is our this is the way you can configure the routings. So we have configured RIP, OSPF, BGP. We have also seen the redistribution, how we can configure the redistribution, right? So if you guys want to ask anything, then you can ask. Okay. Yeah, guys, tell me. Any query, any doubt in this?
No, it's clear.
Praveen, any query?
Not yet. Will exercise and I have anything.
It's clear, right?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes.
Okay. Jishan, what was your query? You were asking something in the beginning.
There was something else. There was vWire.
You were saying that you are not able to connect to the internet, right?
No, we don't have internet at, because that's we are not allowed to go from this server to the internet. So what I did, I used the vWire, and I'm unable to reach from my PC to gateway.
Okay.
So I put the 192.168.10.1 on PC, and my router has 192.168.10.100. So I'm unable to reach from my PC to my router interface.
So you are unable to reach. Have you created the policy?
Yes. But for vWire, I think we don't need a policy.
We need a policy.
Sorry. That, yes, I created the vWire policy.
Okay.
Yes, I created that.
Then we need to check what is wrong with this. Actually, that should work. Okay. We have tested that. Yeah, you need to check it. Okay. If you have any query, like if you want to show your screen, then I can fix it. Okay. Can you share your screen?
I don't have it here right now.
Okay, no problem. You can check it tomorrow. Okay. And
Mhm.
tomorrow, if it is not resolved, then you can share your screen. Then we will see what we can
Yes.
like. What is the mistake there you are making?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem is I have to connect through the VPN to that server. And if I am using Zoom or Google Meet or something, then it will deny me because the traffic is coming from outside our network. So unfortunately, when I'm doing Zoom or Google Meet or something, so I am not allowed to. It will just block me. There is some security or something.
Okay.
So because that's inside a server, and from there I can only log in. I can do everything there, but I cannot go to an outside.
Okay.
That's why I don't have
So
internet possibility.
then how I can check it? Ideally, these are only the configuration in the vWire mode. Okay, you need to create the pairs of your interfaces, right? And then you need to give the
Yes.
policy in vWire policy. Okay, then it
And
should.
can you show me the policy? How did you do that? You have a
I can.
ready-made lab.
You can view the video, na? You can go through the video once. We have created yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Actually, I have to turn it on. It will take time. Okay.
No problem.
Okay. So we just
Yes.
need to, this is the vWire deployment that we have discussed yesterday, right? In vWire, you
Yes.
just need to create the pairing of your interface, right? You need to define the
Yes.
vWire pair, and then with the help of this vWire pair, you need to define one policy, right?
Okay. I did the
So
same, but I will check it again. I will check
yeah,
it again.
please check it again. Okay. And you can go through this video session also. Okay. Then still it's not resolved, then we will see. Okay.
Okay.
With this lab only. Okay. Again, because you are
Okay.
saying that you won't be able to share your screen, right? So we will check on
Yes.
this lab only. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys. If you
Yeah.
don't want to ask anything, then we are good for today. We will meet tomorrow again. We will start netting from tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow's session will be very important. Okay. We will see source net, then we will see destination net. Okay. In which scenario, what type of source nets are available with the FortiGate? What are the destination nets? Okay. How we can configure the destination net? All those things we will see. What is hairpin net? Okay. In which scenario we will configure the hairpin net, destination net. Okay. So these 2-3 days would be very important. Okay. Okay, guys. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah.